When you walk into Apollo Health Optimization, you might think it's all about hormones and lab work. But today we're getting to know the man behind the mission with founder Nico Misleh to learn more about Apollo's approach to helping people feel truly optimal. And good morning, Nico.
Good morning, Michelle.
Okay, we're going to get into this now. What is one thing that people may be surprised to know about you?
I always start with this. I was homeschooled growing up, and I joke because it was myself and the Amish back in the early 90s, and now it's like a big thing. But I always felt that was such a foundational thing for me in terms of the way I view the world and medicine in different ways. My grandfather and my mother were really influential there, and they always taught me to say, question everything that you're looking at and thinking about, and when it comes to hormone optimization or something like that. For the last 20 years, it's been kind of this fringe subject, and now it's kind of coming to light as this wonderful thing. And so for me, being homeschooled was a way for me to challenge some of those preconceived notions and really get into it.
That's great. Love to hear that. And you said you love reading clinical research. Can you share something that maybe changed the way you approach patient care?
Yeah, I love the clinical research because it's funny. In medicine, we often say this, but conventional medicine is often about 30 years behind the current literature, which is kind of startling. And so when you think about walking into your primary care office, a lot of the things that we're talking about or prescribing, there are things that, in the literature might be saying are irrelevant or dangerous, or maybe there are better options out there. Right. So, for me, looking at the clinical literature is now saying, hey, in real time, I can make a difference for these patients. I'm not beholden to insurance or these bigger pharmaceutical industries or models. I can really just make it about you and I again. Yeah,
and speaking of making a difference for patients, what do you think has been the most rewarding part of your journey so far, and maybe making a difference for a patient?
I think it's this general theme that I see a lot of times, which is patients coming to us and they've seen 3, 4, 5 different medical providers. They've seen different primary care specialists, and they're tired and they're fatigued and they're depressed, and they've tried different medications and nothing seems to help. And they're kind of on the edge of their seat, just hoping that this is the last, hope and prayer that they can have. And when they come into the office, I think it's just a breath of fresh air. And we can really see them and listen to them and then provide care that I think otherwise wouldn't necessarily be something that they would find elsewhere.
Yeah, so it's that kind of aha moment.
Absolutely.
That this is going to work for me.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, so what has surprised you most, Nico, about starting Apollo?
Initially I remember thinking, okay, we're doing this whole direct pay, no insurance model. We're using hormone replacement therapy. Is this going to take off, or is this going to kind of fall flat?
Yeah.
I always hoped that it would take off, and it really did. And it surprised me in so many ways because it's clear that patients and even younger patients are saying, hey, I'm learning so much now. There's this thing called ChatGPT and Google and all this, and I'm hearing all these different things, and I just want to know, is this true, and can you help us discern some of this information? So it's really also been a place of not just healing patients, but getting patients to understand health and wellness from just different perspectives.
Yeah, and you can tell you have a passion for this work, and you truly care. How can people connect with you and maybe Apollo?
Yeah, Apollo Health Optimization. You can search that on Instagram or Facebook. It's a great way to connect. Nico Misleh NP is where you'll find me on Instagram if you want to follow my personal account. And then our website's amazing. ApolloHealthOP.com is where you can find, again, all of our social medias and just more information about us and our services.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing today with us, and we appreciate you, and good luck with everything.
Thanks. Always a pleasure.
Yes.